All right, everybody. Good evening, and welcome to our first casted event of the Can-Am VRL in Project Cars 2 Racing Endurance Series. It's exciting. We're finally getting started. This is going to be our test stream, test race for the final event of this season, followed by next season. We're going to be really expanding into it. I am your host, Millsy. I'm one of the members of Can-Am VRL. I race moreover on the iRacing section, but beyond that fact, I am here to cast a lot of our members racing tonight. We have 10 drivers on for a race at Imola. And let's break down Imola a little bit. To begin, we'll come right back. So to start, this is the Imola track we're going to be using today. No chicane on the start-finish straight on this track that turns 16, 17. So to break it down, we're going to have very good opportunities to pass in turns 2, 3, and 4. These opportunities set you up for 5 and 6 as well. If you can make that stick, you have a good opportunity for a good pass heading towards turn 7 Tossa. As well, turns 11, 12, if you get a good run out of 10, you never know. You could probably have a chance at overtaking. At 14, 15 as well to end out is probably where another opportunity persists for any of our drivers today. To explain how Can-Am VRL works, I'm going to quickly break it down. We are racing in the IMSA racing category for this season. Next season is unknown at the moment, so that means we have the LMP2 and LMP3 cars and Project Cars 2 running. So we have a lot of the Judds, and also there is an Orica in the race today, so that's kind of exciting. I have heard personally that the Orca has a good chance of winning around here if it is driven correctly. It is better suited for a track like Imola, which is going to be fantastic for us. The GT3 category as well, we have 6 drivers in that. That is a close battle. 5 of the drivers within 1 second of each other, which means qualifying and most likely also the race is going to be quite close. So I am super excited to be able to cast this. This is my first event casting as well, so I'm super excited about that because that is going to lead us into the 2.4 hours of Le Mans in 2 weeks' time. We're going to see how many drivers we can get out. So the way that we do that is race time start around 10:30 p.m. EST, somewhere in there, and we are going to be racing at Le Mans, for example, for 2.4 hours. To be honest, don't know what the point 4 means, but I'm pretty sure that's. I'm not. I don't know. We'll worry about that later. But yeah, so it runs at a um 10 times speed. So that means you're gonna get the whole full 24-hour weather day-night cycle in. That is some of the special events that Can-Am VRL does. They love to do a start of the season and end of the season special event. Le Mans this season being the ending. Dubai was their beginning, as well as the Daytona 2.4 hours as well. The races, for example, they are going to be 90 minutes, unless they are these special events, which is good. So we have an hour and a half of racing, which probably means we'll be seeing one pit stop. You never know. Maybe one person's going to try and push their luck for an hour and a half without pitting. I don't think it's going to work out that way, but we're going to be hopefully seeing some close racing today. I think it's going to be very, very possible. To bring in quickly our first guest uh, for the stream, we're going to be going with Can-Am VRL owner, F1 racer, aka Tom. Tom, are you here?
I am Tyler. Thanks for having me on.
How are you doing this evening? How's the competition looking out on the track?
It's looking pretty stiff, and unfortunately, I think I'm going to be struggling yet again.
Oh boy, again, that's good. We like stiff competition a little bit. Makes for good racing. So tell me a little bit about Can-Am VRL, especially for those who might be new here.
Yeah, thanks. So Can-Am VRL actually started even before we had our name. We started back in about 2011, and we actually started in the console world. Just a bunch of us that got together online originally in Gran Turismo 5 on the PlayStation. And it was just a bunch of us that kind of met up and realized that we all had something in common of enjoying authentic, close knit, hard racing. Um, we all appreciated the fact that we were all clean racers. We raced each other with respect, but we also enjoyed more endurance focused racing. So the much longer races, back in those days, most of the races, and even now, a lot of the races are short little sprint races, 15, 20, 30 minutes. If you're lucky, it's 12 to 15 laps. Um, we enjoyed the challenge of the more endurance type races. So the longer races where pit strategies became a factor, tire wear and tire management became a factor, fuel consumption became a factor. So that kind of drew us all together, and we started off in about 2011. It was, I think, in the early 2011, about February timeframe, we started our first season. About 2 or 3 seasons into it, we realized, we're growing, we're getting a lot more people joining us. It's time to formalize this thing. So that's when Can-Am VRL, as we know it today, was really born. And so that was really in the GT5, GT6 era. As Project Cars came along, it was the same time as everything was transitioning from the PlayStation 3 to the PlayStation 4, and a lot of guys, their hardware was being obsoleted by that. So it made it perfect time for a transition. A lot of the guys decided, you know what, we're just going to move over to the PC side. There's more options there. And that's really how we ended up on the PC side. We were able to maintain our peripheral hardware, had to invest in a new piece of hardware anyways, whether it was the new PlayStation 4 or a new PC. So a lot of the guys made the switch over to PC, and that kind of brings us to where we are now. So once we made the jump to the PC, it was Project Cars and Project Cars 2 now. And we've got a number of guys that also we often form multiple car teams for iRacing special events as well. And a lot of the guys run other sims as well, but really our focus and the core for the league at the moment is Project Cars.
It's fantastic. That is, again, that is a long history for this, and it is awesome to see a group of racers kind of come together and start a series like this. I know I've been welcomed with open arms coming into this series, so it's very nice. Again, to those who are watching, I moved over to the iRacing side for the foreseeable future. Now, what I want to ask you is, this season you went with the IMSA racing category. How has that gone overall?
This is actually our second season in Project Cars 2 as a platform, and it's also our second season of the IMSA based format. As soon as it was announced that we were going to get tracks like Long Beach, and we were going to get the IMSA GTE cars, and we were going to get LMP2s, and we were getting all these great things that really tied in with that IMSA concept. Uh, at that point, even before the game launched, that's when we decided season one was going to be an IMSA-based series. We would hit all the classic North American tracks, and we threw in a few international tracks just to spice up the schedule a little bit. So we kind of broke from the IMSA standpoint there, but our first season was full on LMP2, GTE, and GT3s, and it was a fantastic season. It was a lot of fun. It was so much fun, actually, that the membership decided, let's carry this IMSA format on into a second season. We did pare it down, though, to only the two classes. So we've got LMP2 and GT3 for this season. Part of that is that the summer has traditionally always been a struggle for us for attendance. Summer activities, family activities, things like that start to get in the way of being able to attend the races. So that by consolidating down to two classes, it meant that we had a little bit more competition in each class as we got deeper into the summer, and the attendance started to tail off a little bit. Our next season's going to be starting up again early October, late September timeframe. We're getting back into the fall and the winter season, and we'll be right back up to our full grid at the start of that season. And usually the winter season is our better series from an attendance standpoint. Summer, it's a real challenge.
It always is. I know lots of people always busy, and it kind of makes doing these kind of leagues a bit difficult. But again, winter usually keeps people inside and in their sims, and especially those big sim rigs that I know a lot of people have and enjoy. Speaking of people who are just jumping in. I see two more names have jumped onto our list. Two more LMP2 drivers have joined us. We have who is this here? This is 2112. So not bot 2112. I know him, and as well, Dockslap has joined us. So how's the future looking for Can-Am VRL? What kind of racing series are we looking towards for next season, for example?
Well, right now we've actually got a poll going on with the membership. We had a couple of suggestions that were put forward, and we're getting the membership to vote on which one of those four suggestions they'd most like to run. It's looking like we're going to break from our sports car multi-class format for a little bit this season, for the next season. At the moment, the IndyCar series is definitely leading the poll, but we still have a few days left, so I don't want to commit to anything on that. But it's looking like it's going to be a bit of an IndyCar season for the fall season here, and I'm personally thrilled by that and looking forward to it. So I hope it stays that way. The second option that's running very close with the IndyCar though is a GTE based again single class, but it will be a world tour. So we're going to hit a lot of tracks globally on that one, ones that we haven't hit yet this in the past two seasons. So that could be an exciting and interesting series as well if the voting ends up going that way. So the polling ends middle of next week. We'll have an announcement officially on our website at that point, and I got a few other surprises coming along with that announcement. I don't want to spill too much right now, but we've got some other exciting news coming along with that as well.
Keeping us on the edge of my, keeping me on the edge of my seat. I love it. Um, as we get down towards the time, looks like actually Doc has jumped into a GT3 car. I'm not sure which one he's in. He's in the Audi R8 for this race, it looks like. So we have a 5-car LMP2 class, and that means a 7-car GT3 category. Um, if there, I have no more questions that are on me. Is there anything else you'd like to mention before we get this race going?
No, well, the one thing I do want to mention first off, I want to thank you for taking this on. Can-Am VRL, we all appreciate being able to partner up with Milty TV here and get ourselves finally broadcasting. This has been a long time coming. I've been working on this for about a year and a half now to try and put together a broadcast team. And unfortunately, every time we think we have somebody that's going to start doing the broadcast for us, they get a little too hooked on the racing and they end up racing with us, which is great, but left us without a broadcast team. So we're absolutely thrilled to have you, and really looking forward to what we can do for the last two races of this season, and really looking forward to big things for next season.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I'm super happy to be able to do this, especially since I won't be involved in this. I'll be over in iRacing. It gives me an opportunity to see more of the racing, see the competition, and see how everything is shaping out as the season ends. I know this season is near the end. Actually, it does remind me of one question. Do we have, of the drivers that are here, do we have any clear leaders heading into the end of the season?
Actually, looking in the GT3 field, Dio Giorno has pretty much wrapped up the season. There was one other driver that was able to give him a challenge, was Anamera. Anamera doesn't seem to be here tonight. Now, he may still make it, but he's basically, it comes down to Dio would have had to miss tonight's race. Anamera would have to win it. We'd be in a tie type of situation. In the LMP2, the leading driver isn't here tonight. That'd be Drizut. He is, however, has a pretty substantial lead. He's been one of the few drivers that has, number one, been consistently winning or placing on podium, and has also been consistently attending the races over the summer. So that's really helped him out. Couple of the other drivers that are higher up in the rankings, unfortunately, it's not the way I want to do it, but I'm going to be able to jump a couple of drivers here tonight just by virtue of me being here and them not being here. So it still is pretty close for that second place position in LMP2. It's going to change hands a little bit here tonight, but it's going to come down to that last race to decide who's number two in LMP2.
That's fantastic. Something we could all look forward to. Some storylines. Storylines make this stuff exciting. With that, I think we're going to head down. I think we are getting ready. About 4 minutes remaining on our time in practice, and then we're going to be jumping right into qualifying. Tom, thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. I'm happy to start this up, and I'm happy for the future that will come with the broadcast team.
All right, thanks again, and glad to have you broadcasting. Really pleased about it. And for those of you that are watching that are interested in joining us, check us out at www.canamvrl.com. Love to have you join us on track.
All right, perfect. Thank you very much, Tom. That is Can VRL owner F1 racer Tom. Happy to have had him on. That is true. I need to link that somewhere, anywhere. We'll figure that out as we go. To the website. It's a great website. Very easy to navigate. I thought I'd have some troubles. I'm not very technologically savvy when it comes to websites and getting through them, but that one works very well. They have lots of separation within them. So now we are down to 3 minutes, 40 seconds remaining in our practice session. I don't want to really jump into it until we get into qualifying. So, some big stories that are coming along right now as we get in. The GT3 category looking very, very, very close with Dio and Nurik pretty much being neck and neck. So that's going to be for first place in GT3 for the race. Again, Dio's run away with the series, so not much we can do beyond that. But it'll be super exciting to see. As well, we have a decent lead coming from Chef, who has a looks like a 6/10 in at least in practice. We can't say much. We still have the qualifying and the race to go, but these guys are looking in top form as we get through it. I'm gonna be doing my best. This is my first time A casting, B using the director suite that Project Cars 2 and Site Mad Studios have put together for anyone who's looking to broadcast any of these races. This is going to be fantastic. Finally, I wanted to get into the series, but iRacing was more of a calling for me, so I kind of backed away. But now I'm gonna get right back into it. But in casting terms, we look to have lost. We look to have lost a driver here, or may have regained. I'm not sure. We have Pone Cakes, PWN Cakes, pronunciations. Looks like we have joined another GT3 car in the category, or we've lost one. I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure we've lost one. But we will see how that goes from here on out. It looks like it's going to be a fun race. It's going to be a lot of fun to cast. I'm excited. I'm going to do my best. I am without partner tonight, so it's just going to be I. Hopefully, having a good first attempt at casting. I'm super excited. Gonna keep this as informal as like want to keep it formal and professional, but you know what? I want to have some fun with this. This is always I've always thought about casting, and you know what? I'm a huge fan of Project Cars 2. I'm a huge fan of racing, so doing some casting for this is as exciting as possible. So we have a minute and 20 seconds. We will be right back, and we will get started with qualifying for round 10 of the Can-Am VRL Project Cars 2 Racing Endurance Series here on Can-Am VRL TV. Alright, everybody, welcome back to Can-Am VRL P-Cars 2 Endurance Series. We are finally getting underway for a 40-minute qualifying session, and we're going to see who's out on track. Here to begin, we have Doc Slap. We're going to jump on board with him for his outlap for right now. Got to get some volume back here, though, don't we? Definitely need some volume here for the race. I'm going to try my best to be balancing all of these as best as I can. Apologies if I cannot. Hopefully I will be able to. So again, this is how the series is going to break down. We have the LMP2s, GT3s. It is going to be a very, very close race, I think, between the GT3s. It seems to be, at least right now, a lot of fighting at battles. LMP2 looks like it's gonna be there'll be a fight for first, so that's gonna be very exciting to watch as we get along here. Let's see if we can jump on board, see who we have here. We have someone spun out here. That would be Own Cake spun out. We're looking for an LMP2 leader here. Actually, it looks like all of the LMP2s are in the pits still. So we will get back on with Doc. Here's he's coming. Looks to be coming onto his flying lap as we go right now. So we'll jump on board with him for his flying lap here of round 10 at Imola. Looks to be a little bit of a blown braking zone there into T1, which is a very difficult corner to get right, which can make it a little bit tricky as we go along. But once again, we will move on with that. See if we have... Who do we have here in the Lamborghini GT3 number 92 car? That would be Sneaky Deaky. We will see him come onto his, what looks to be flying lap, in a very unusually colored Lamborghini, to be honest. If I've ever seen one, that would be it. He actually runs a 146.4 to start off our qualifying session here. A good start for the GT3s. Running fastest. They're starting to come across the line. Some close action here for qualifying. Between E-Racer, who's running in the number 1 Audi R8. It looks to be the Endurance liveried Audi R8 LMS car. The 2016 version looks a lot, if I'm going to be honest, looks a lot better than the older versions of the Audi R8. I'm a huge fan, especially at the rear of the car, of just how everything looks. It looks a lot better in my opinion, overall. It's a bit wide. And T1 very close between... Ooh, E-Racer loses a little bit of his... into... that would be... corners. We're going to jump now on board to Pone Cakes. Looks like he's ran a bit slow. I think there was a mistake in that lap somewhere. We jump on board with Nurk, who's in a car I didn't expect to see this weekend, which is the McLaren 650S GT3, if I'm correct. Backwards car on the track. That is Glasnost. It looks like he lost it on the entrance to turn 14. Gonna jump back on Nurk because he's gonna be coming across the line right here to see a time of 1:46.6. It looks like Sneaky Deaky is really putting a fast time though. I think he's improved his time as well as he's lost it off the track. into what looks to be that turn 5 corner. Again, running at 1:45.6. Very, very fast for him, it looks like. I think he was one of the late entrances into the session, which means most likely he's going to kind of run away with it. We got Dio, who is our championship leader, running in the Cadillac ATS-V GT3 car. Very, very, very bold choice of car, in my opinion, here in Project Cars 2. It is a midfield pack car, in my opinion, overall. But it is nice to see. Half a second back. Field seems to be kind of thinning out as we get into the qualifying. Maybe some qualifying trims that are better suited, as he runs 3.5 tenths faster in second 1. So that's, we're going to stay on board for his lap here. The one thing about the director suite I would like to mention to you guys is the fact that I cannot get rid of the overlay. We will work on this as we go along, but the overlay does not get removed. So the chicane, very deep into the chicane, makes the corner very nicely though. I don't know if that's the replay or not, but he's 4.5 tenths up. We go back. He's coming in to T2. Ooh, very, very hard push in a turn 14 there. Coming out, T15. Very clean run out T15, which could lead him to be very close and or better than Sneaky Deaky. Here comes Dio, our championship leader. As they're coming up across to the line, he's going to run a 1:45.755. Dio magically reappears out of the pits. That caught me off guard. Only 9/100ths of a second off of a Sneaky Deaky there. Looks like it's gonna be a very close fight for first and second. Let's jump on board. Hopefully we're gonna see some of the LMP1 cars out of the pits soon. I haven't seen any of them yet. But let's jump on board with our mid-pack Glasnot coming. Well, looks to be to finish a lap. A lot of damage to that right side front bumper. Not sure if he's gonna finish his lap out or not. Looks like he is. Still 2 seconds down on our leaders here. Six and a half seconds slower. Not gonna improve on that time. Definitely running that damaged BMW. Probably ran a little too hard one of the chicanes. It looks like probably on that right side. I'm gonna actually jump back to Sneaky Deaky. I completely missed this. He's just run a 1:45.0. Pushing him again back up to 7/10 faster than championship leader Dio here at Imola for round 10, as we still have 30 minutes left in our qualifying session here today. Looks like it's going to be a good race. The mid-pack battle looks like it's going to be a lot of fun to watch here. A little bit of space in between the top three, and from third to fourth, or half a tenth, or not half a tenth, half a second back is E-Racer and that's number 1 R8. Looking for one of the LMP2 drivers to jump out. We'll definitely jump up with him. Jumping over to Nurek really quick. Looks like he might be running a faster lap. Not 100% sure. Didn't get the information in time, but he's across the line. Comes up to it. This line's a bit farther than I remember. 4 tenths down. Looks like Sneaky Deaky has done his homework in that Hurricane GT3 car. Looks like it's flying today. He is really trying to put it out of reach for anyone to contend with him here in the GT3 category here. He wants a clean, easy win. He runs faster. Another. Wow. tenth and a half to put him now 8 tenths up on Dio. Big gap now. What happens? I messed with some settings. Now I gotta readjust. Great. Anyway, jumping on board. I think Dio will be heading up for a hot lap here, so we'll keep an eye on this. Trying to generate some space in between him and Nurk. It looks like Nurk kind of run ahead this lap. We will stay on board with Dio for this lap, and then we'll see. Hopefully, we'll soon see some of the LMP2 cars jump out on the track. Looks like it's going to be a good battle for the LMP2 class today. Here we go, flying lap now. But yeah, let's jump in the cockpit for a good run around Imola. Ooh, he goes for a spin. One of the turns. 3/10 down, not too bad though. Looks like this mid pack has gotten even closer as Glasnost has seemed to have tightened up the battle. Looks to have put up a very good lap and now is only 1.1 seconds behind. Sneaky Deaky here in fourth for himself. Let's see what kind of the back markers are doing here today. We'll jump aboard Doc in the number 2. Well, it looks like Blancpain GT livery R8. Very much a fan of that livery, actually. Looks very nice with the black and red. As he's running about 3 seconds behind Sneaky Deaky here. Or, and still a while behind Eraser Head for 5th. You see Doc's lap going for another flying lap into T1. He goes. He's a bit onto the curb on the exits. Just slow him down a bit. Out into towards turn 5, which is very quick left-hander into a tight right-hander. If you go wide, especially in Project Cars 2, you will definitely get a slowdown here. Gotta be very careful and really have to watch your line through there. Comes up into turn 7, chicane corner, or no, hairpin corner, and loses the back end, it looks like, and onto the grass goes Doc's lap. We'll jump on board to back up to that middle pack fight up with Glasnost. Still has a bit of damage to that front bumper. Not sure if that's just a bit of a glitch on our end, or a visual glitch on our end, or if that has not been repaired yet. But again, round 10 of 11 here at Imola. Round 11 being the 2.4 hours of Le Mans. A great special event that Can-Am VRL is going to be hosting. It's going to be it's in 2 weeks' time, very entertaining event with the LMP2 and GT3 category. Hopefully we're going to be getting a lot of drivers out for that event. It does come 1 week after the 24 hours of Le Mans for iRacing, which I will personally be participating in. Very, very excited. Team is working extremely hard to get that get the car prepared. We're driving in the Porsche 919 LMP1 car. Super excited for that. First time going to be competing in an LMP1 on iRacing. They are quite well, relatively new, so we are much excited. As Glasnow's going to go for another flying lap, 1.5 seconds behind on that last one. Into T1, running perfectly over the curb in T2. And out T3, 4 section on towards the T5, 6 corners. Looks to be a good run from him into the hairpin corner, back out onto the straight. Running over that nice curb on the outside, 3/10 down on his time. Definitely manageable as long as he runs the his lines well here. And into one of the more trickier sections of Imola, in my modest opinion, with just the kind of coming down towards it and then having to make a quick right as Glasnost hits the curb on the inside of that chicane down towards turn 14. Be a bit slow. Only 1/10 down. He's actually made up time in the second sector, so this will be an interesting run through here. Runs a little bit wide out into T14, which is going to slow him down. Yeah, going back to that turn 10 section, that is a very difficult set of corners as you're coming down, trying to get off to the left as far as possible, cutting in right, hit that apex, and get back out, but be on the brakes at the same time to be able to get onto that upwards right-hand corner, which can always be a bit tricky, especially if you bring a little too much speed into it. You're going to plow on off the track and you're going to lose a lot of time. Again, it would be easier to name these corners, as I was just looking up to try and be a little more specific as the corners, but a lot of them, again, Italian track, in Italian, a lot of them are more difficult to pronounce, so we're going to be calling them out by their corners. As we can see here, these are the corners I will be calling out. Again, this is the, in Project Cars 2, this is the track without, as you can see there at the end, between turn 16 and 17, the left-right chicane. This one does not have. It's a big, long, flying straight. We have 18 minutes, 45 seconds remaining in round 10's qualifying, as we are finally to see some of the LMP2 cars have finally emerged onto the track. 112, Ozzy has emerged, Chef, and of course Cav owner, F1 racer aka Tom, who joined us here earlier the on the opening part of the broadcast. We're going to jump on board. Wait, I might have just figured something out. Might have just learned. It looks to me as though it works. It was 2112 as a pretty unreasonable lap. I do want to mention, as I have missed once again, how tight this mid GT3 pack is all of a sudden. My race feed did not has not really updated. A bit disappointing, but we have missed some faster laps. Chef goes fastest, 141.3 overall in the session. And it's kind of towards the warm-up lap section. As we do see, all of the GT3 cars have now pulled off, and it looks like now it is time to make sure that they're not dealing with heavy traffic. Is by most odds how they deal with it. Now we see the LMP2 cars for the last about 20 minutes of qualifying running. So by looks of it, if that is how it works, we have Sneaky Deaky 144.8 in GT3. We actually lost, or we've just had join one 13th racer. I try to figure out where this 13th person came from. Not 100% sure. Won't worry about it at the moment, but let's jump on board. We're going to finish up. But Chef looks like he's running a faster lap. Let's jump right on board here. Very close action. Grazes that curb perfectly. Missing that inside curb. He's going to have a great run down to the finish. We're going to see what his time is. As we see 2112 go faster by 1/10. And across the line, Chef goes 134.5. Wow, that's flying in that LMP2 car. Now 2.4 seconds above the next closest competitor, but I'm sure that is bound to change as we get on. As we see the LMP2s finally getting their battle in. As you see, Ozzy, 4/10 up in the first sector. Expecting that gap to close a little bit more. Perfectly kissing that outside apex down here to the corners. He's tight. These corners are very difficult to get right. You do run, as you can see, a bit wide there, and that usually might give you a slow down penalty, which you have to agree to. Looks like he didn't. He actually got away with it. Is there a stop sign in the sky there I just saw? We're gonna ignore that. I didn't even notice that until now. There's a run down. Ozzy's going to cross the line 1.2 seconds faster that time around. Still 1.6 off Chef, who's absolutely flying. And both Chef and Oz go flying off the track. Over, I think, Chef on purpose. Ozzy might have been cooking it a little too hard. Going to jump down with Lesson, who is, I think, the only driver who is putting up with, and it is true, the Orica LP2 car, that number 38 livery. One of the only ones who is willing to jump in on that car. The Orica is a bit of an issue that does need to be stated, as he went 6 seconds faster in Sector 1, especially for tracks that are low downforce requirements, very high top speed. For example, Le Mans and Monza, for example, are two of those tracks that if the Orica does not run very well there. Get a bit wide there. Still on that green AstroTurf, running well. He's 7.8 seconds up on his time. Here in the Orca, which is supposedly a very good car to run here at Imola. So hopefully to see him pitted near the top as he's going to be up what looks to be in the middle between 2112 and Ozzy here as he's coming across the line. Coming up to the line now. It was 8.3 seconds faster. Gonna put him on third. Gonna put him third in position. What looks to be a very interesting race for the top two here. The rest, the LP2 cars seem to be kind of off that pace for the most part of Chef. For the most part. Actually, the interesting person, I think we lost. This is true. We have actually lost Sneaky Deaky. We have lost the guy who's running first overall, or I am not seeing him. Oh no, Sneaky Deaky's driving in the GT3s. First cast, let's get that out of the way right now. Still working on it. We're getting there. Trying to remember where everyone sits, what everyone's driving, so. I will get there, do not worry. Still lots of things to improve on. As Tom goes into the 139s. 5.8 seconds down on Chef. About 1.6 seconds down on 2112 for that midfield pack, which we will see as 2112 goes a second faster to put him now 3.2 seconds behind the leader here, with 11 minutes and 6 seconds to go as we speak. This looks to be like an exciting, very exciting race though for the midfield pack of the GT3. This is the category we're going to be focusing on. The majority of the race will be the GT3 category, and if there's any battles in the LP2, obviously we're going to go to them. We always like to see good racing battles. As we see Chef coming across the line, only a tenth slower than his best. Looks like he has a car that is absolutely glued to the ground right now. He is not missing any corners. He is absolutely flying here in this qualifying session as we have 10 minutes to go, halfway through the LP2 qualifying. Someone has run wide there. That would have been 2112, running a bit wide there. Into what would have been turn 8. I'm going to try my best to keep in the know of the corners. We're going to do our best here, that's for sure. We get moving along. 43 seconds, 2112. He must have had a big spill. I don't know how that's possible. This midfield battle, Ozzy running 4/100ths up on his time. Running very well into the last sector. Chef sets a new fast time. 1:33.8. Into the 33s goes Chef. And it looks like that competition for first has kind of been secured. That is a massive deficit someone's going to have to push to get by as Ozzy goes 3/10 or 3/100ths of a second faster on that lap. But yeah, Chef looks like he has absolutely is having this car glued. I mean glued to the track. As he's 2/10 up through sector 1 on his next lap. This looks like it's going to get very interesting. A bit wide through into turn 8. Comes out into this tight 9-10 section up towards the turn 11 chicane. Runs over that curb, goes very wide, hits that inside curb at turn 12. I mean, at turn 12, hits that inside curb. He's still, wow. If that doesn't say a lot, he is still 2/100ths up on his time. That is fantastic. He is absolutely running around this track with ease and putting up fastest times. But again, qualifying only sets one part of the stage. There is another whole part to be done, and that's the race. Goes 5/1000ths faster, putting in a 1:33.815. 2112 is actually looks to have closed that gap though, and is put in a 1:34.848. Put him only 1 second behind our current leader. In that number 23 Project Cars and Esports livery, as 2112 goes 3/10 faster through Sector 1. This could actually be interesting. One of the last cars on track is 2112, and he looks like he still has some to give. He wants to challenge for that pole position. Might have lost a little time through turn 10 there, a little too hot, but we shall see. Still 6.5 minutes left in this qualifying session. He's gonna run. Oh no, he tried too hard to get back and not take a penalty. He's now going to most likely set himself up for another run. He had 3/10 up in Sector 1. Looks like he had a lot left to give in that 32 or 23 car, sorry. As we see the top 4 have come back out onto track to take another run. The field has changed though. We have 13 drivers now. 2, 4, 6, 8, 5. Yeah, it was 7 and 5 for a while though. Again, nothing is out of the question in that GT3 category that we have not seen yet. Again, 6 seconds does separate first to last in that category. 1/100th of a second up on his time right now, or down on his time through Sector 1. If there's any improvements to be made here on this lap. Very good run through turns 9 and 10. That could very much improve his time. I think there's still lots to give from 2112 for a good lap here. Dio. Stats update. Chef's qual time will be ranked 6th on the overall leaderboards for LP2s at Imola. Wow, that is ridiculously fast. Thank you for that update, though. Dio, much appreciated, man. As 2112 is going to cross the line. 9/100th of a second up. Now within a second of Chef. That is very fast. So again, as it has been stated, 6th overall leaderboard on the leaderboards at that time of 1:33.815. So we know we have some absolute flyers here in the Can-Am VRL round 10 here at Imola. They're absolutely showing off. Chef has definitely put on a show and put in an amazing lap here to for pole. What looks to be pole. But with 3.5 minutes left to go, you never know. A magical lap could happen. I've seen it before, and I could most likely see it again. it is definitely not out of the question. Excellent show so far. Hope your voice survives. So do I. So do I. Cheers, guys. I enjoy doing this. It's a lot of fun. And you know, I love Project Cars 2. Again, if I'm not gonna drive in it, I would love to cast it. So it works out all the better for me to get this under wraps. Hopefully, Le Mans definitely has a. I have a partner up here at the booth because holy 2 hours plus of talking straight, I think I'm gonna lose my voice that weekend for sure. So we have 2 and 1 2 going through the grass at turn 3. That is going to most likely end his lap here. And he has one more chance. He's gonna have to really give it around the track to have one more shot at it, his last qualifying lap. I still think this man has it in him to put something up on the board and get a little bit closer to Chef with his time. We did see on his spin out lap that he was 3/10 up through sector 1. So I think there's still lots left to give. I'm definitely gonna need to get a bottle of water though. Wow. Or a drink. Definitely gonna need a drink. Chef sets a faster lap. Oh my goodness. Chef throws a 1:33.28. Absolutely ridiculous. Goes 6/10 faster here in round 10 at Imola. That is crazy. Man is on a mission to secure pole and most likely want to secure the race as well. But these types of flying laps, again, strategy is very important. I've seen things collapse. Great poles have turned into terrible finishes. So it's all up to the strategy as he's still pushing. He is still pushing that car to its absolute limits here. We will pop up the timings list. Absolutely crazy difference. As 15 seconds remain on the board. And that is it. Chef is pulling in. As Lesson pushing as hard as he can. 1.3 seconds down on his time. He actually is going to get another flying lap opportunity because he crossed the line perfectly. He's going to try and push this thing to the absolute limits to have at least a shot at trying to catch up to Ozzy here with just, this is it. This is his last lap. This is all he has left. We're going to specifically run a board here with Lesson as this, I'm pretty sure, is the last. He's 1/10 up. He's got a lot to have to give from this Orica. He needs 2.3 seconds to catch. It's definitely going to be a tall order, but any improvements are improvements nonetheless. There's a stop sign up in the air, I swear. I don't know if that's on everyone's screen or what. Goes 8/10 faster. Question is, can he secure? Maybe he's had a bad T3. We never know. So he's going to just put it all into these last 2 quarters, coming up on to the long straight, up onto the curve. Losing voice already. Getting excited. Here we go. Lesson. Try and get closer to Ozzy in 3rd. Doesn't tell me his time. Actually, he was 137.4. That is faster. As Ozzy pulls in. That is it, guys. That is our order for round 10 here. The Can-Am VRL P-Cars 2 Endurance Racing Series. I have many questions to what just happened on my screen, but nonetheless, Chef runs a 133.2, which probably puts him even farther up the list. That is absolutely ridiculous. What a great performance it was from Chef to get a 1.4 second lead. 1.4 second lead. As are we going straight to green? I don't know. Are we going straight to green? I'm assuming we're going straight to green right off the rip. I don't know how this works, to be honest with you. I've never casted one of these events, so let's see what happens. Rapid Amplifier, hello, welcome. I don't know what happens. I should be back in for round 11. We're much excited to hear that. For sure. That is good. More racing for round 11. We're super excited for it. They're doing a rolling start? Oh. Oh. Okay, good. Good, good, good. Good, good, good. Oh, I can... Oops. I can manually... Oh, that's fantastic. Oops. Why are you there? Oh, God. Oh, I didn't know the number keys actually manually... That's fantastic! I'm learning! I gotta adjust all that. Okay, here we go. We have the manual rolling start. We are syncing. We're gonna stay on board. Oh. I see how it works. Okay, so you start the race, then we get into the rolling start, and there we go. All right, completely understood. We're gonna jump on board. I'm honestly not 100% sure who to jump on board with right now, because we do know there is a massive fight in the GTE category that we want to be a part of, but also we need to be on top for our race leaders here in LMP2. This looks like it's going to be a very interesting race. Strategy will play a part, as always, in endurance racing. That all-important one pit stop here in the Can-Am series is it is crucial. If you mess up a pit stop, if anything happens in that pit stop time, you can kiss any good chance of having a podium in either. Wait, did I say GTE? I meant GTE. GT3! Losing my mind. Okay. GT3. 3. I got it, don't worry. So we're gonna come up here, back up onto the starting straight. Here we go. They're gonna form up a little bit of a gap to the GT3 category here. Gonna jump on board. We're gonna stay trackside. We're gonna stay trackside for the start. And listen, there it goes. There we go. Chef is gone. As he gets a great jump. An absolute amazing jump. As Lesson in the Orca's already caught up and is now pushing up on 2112 to start. A great absolute flying start. As Lesson has spun out, he's lost position now. As falling back to the back of the pack. 2112 and Chef absolutely just flying away with it. They're absolutely gone. As it looks like a very close fight between 2112 and Chef. We're going to, as that rolls on, we're going to jump down into the GT3 category to see how we're going. It looks like single file all the way down is the GT3s. As Chengo, a little bit behind, needs to catch up quick to stay in that draft and stay fast up in there. But the jump back on board with our GT3 leader, who is quietly, Dio quietly pulling out a lead on the Nurik in the McLaren 650S GT3 car, as it is going to be a very close battle between second to fourth for the majority of this race. It is very close at the start right here between the two LMP2 cars. Chef and 2112 absolutely giving it their all right now. I'm definitely going to need a drink. But man, absolutely great start. No big errors, no big kerfuffles and crashes as we have the back part of the pack picking away as the top four, 2 through 5, staying together. Very close battle to commence now, as Glaz very much on the back of Sneaky Deaky in that Lamborghini Huracan GT3 car. Very, very close. Good fight, as it looks like Chef starting to pull away up at the front from 2112, still keeping the gap close, under a second. Not far off at all on the start. Jumping back here, looks like they're starting to quietly spread out off the start here. I think some mistakes slowly being made. The top three kind of staying together, 2 through 4, staying close, trying their best. Glasnost needs to really catch up, see if he can get in the draft of Sneaky Deaky in that Huracan. But it looks like Sneaky Deaky's really starting to put pressure on the top two here. Very much so putting pressure on Nurik in that McLaren. These are the battles we're going to see down in 12th and in the battle for 11th right now. Very, very close as well. Or it seems to have just disappeared on me, as it looks like we actually see, it looks to be Doc has had an accident. He has definitely spun out or crashed. I think we might have lost Doc in one of the quarters. Definitely he has fallen off here. As we're going to jump back up into this battle for second here. These three absolutely staying glued to each other's bumpers. And look at Nurik putting a ton of pressure on Dio to start this. 1 through 4 having a massive battle here. But Sneaky Deaky has cut through. He has passed. He's passed Glasnost, and he's now putting pressure again back on Nurik for this second place position. He's actually going to go to the inside, as there's going to be a fight down at the T1. A very big fight. Oh! Sneaky Deaky forcing Nurik to lose his line. He's going to lose that position. He's going to fall down into third. Sneaky Deaky absolutely pushing onto the limit, onto the grass. And he has lost it. Sneaky Deaky is off. And absolutely into the wall. And that is going to have Eraserhead kind of... Oh, he's going off the track as well. They're all falling off very quickly. He's going to try and get on board. There is damage to that 92 Lamborghini. That is going to be Sneaky Deaky, who qualified very well. To see him kind of to have that kind of accident onto the grass, absolutely nullifying a very good start from him. Very hard pushing, got caught on the grass and couldn't catch it, and lost it into the wall in between turn 4 and 5. I can't believe that. That is crazy. But we're gonna jump right back up. Dio slowly pulling away as we see Still pressure being put on by Nurek, and Glass is still there as well. He is putting pressure on Nurek as well, coming out of the turn 12 chicane, coming down into turn 13-14, which is a very important part. If he can get a good run up through there, he can pull and go to the inside for turn 14. He's gonna stay, he's gonna hold ground. Stay with him as best he can. We do know Nurek is doing very good in that McLaren. As long as they can stay together. Let's jump down here. Sneaky Deaky, and it looks like Eraserhead kind of staying close together now. But it looks like Sneaky Deaky, he is in the faster car, but it is damaged, so we do not know what the performance is going to be like. It looks like it's very close into, oh, almost touch going in to turn 2. But again, it's going to be Sneaky Deaky getting out of it very carefully. It looks like that battle for first, though, with Nurek, between Dio and Nurek is going to kind of come to a close for now. Again, we have the pit stops. This is only 9 minutes into this race. We still have an hour and 21 minutes to go. That's crazy. But it is a great start to this race. Very tight-knit fighting. And it looks like the pack is slowly starting to spread out. As Chef looking to make a statement early and absolutely fly away, already 4 seconds up on 2112, who has another 2.2 seconds between him and third place Ozzy. A very, very, very tight battle, and it looks like it's actually got very close between first and second all of a sudden. Nurek and Dio have gotten very close. It looks like Glasnos has had an issue. He has had an issue somewhere. He has fallen off the pace. He was absolutely glued to the back of Nurek, and it looks like he had a spin somewhere in the early parts of that lap. Unknown where that happened. Kind of thing not showing up. It would be showing up. Oh no! Eraserhead having some issues here. And it's pushed Glasnos wide. This battle will stay for a little while, most likely, but we will go jump back onto Nurek, who's absolutely just staying with Dio as much as he can. Doc and Chengo having a bit of a battle between the two. Nurek stay as close as possible. Keeping that draft, that is the very much most important thing right now, is see if you can stay with the leader, because if you can stay with the leader, you have a chance in that pit stop section. If you have a better strategy or have some idea of what you're going to do, very good opportunity. Dio's quietly pulled out to an 8/10 second lead. My English needs to improve if I'm going to cast, that's for sure. But still running strong. It's a great exit from turn 10. And he's going to glue to the back of Dio here. That's very, very close. It looks like Glasses all of a sudden made up all those places that he lost very quickly. Trying to see if there's any damage to that number 176 BMW. Doesn't look like. I think he had a spin. He just had an error somewhere that may have lost him all of his time. But again, it does not matter. As we can see, though, Chef has to make a very interesting line out of T10 to deal with lap traffic. Look at this. Oh my goodness, look at Doc has made a jump on Chengo by actually drafting up on Chef through the between turns 10 and 11. Very good move to keep the position. What English? I hear Chinese. Hey, I'm trying, alright? I speak too fast, I know. I'm 100%, 110% a shoutcaster for this kind of stuff. Battle still staying. It's even closer now. Nurek very much putting pressure on Chef here in race trim. We saw a bit of a difference between these two in quality trim. definitely both these two drivers have their race trim nailed to an absolute T here, which is fantastic to see. Good racing through the start. So an hour and 17 minutes left. There will definitely be a break for the caster at some point in the middle. I'll try and make it as middle as possible just to have a drink, because it is going to be one hell of an interesting race. And long one as well. This battle for first is really the only battle we have on track right now, as this might get a little bit of a follow pace kind of race. Actually, we're getting some pace between Sneaky Deaky, who is running damage, we do have to remember that, and Eraserhead. Now, if I'm smart, I'd just say Eraserhead, and I think that's kind of the joke there, but I'm not 100% sure. Oh no! Eraserhead spins out! Oh my goodness, and Sneaky Deaky has to go, has to cut onto the dirt to avoid a massive accident. Oh my goodness. Eraserhead absolutely just losing it on the exit of turn 14. Big spin there, that could have been dangerous. As again, this battle here is actually very much developing between Nurik and Dio. It seems like, oh my, very good defensive driving. Oh my goodness, Nurik just going on the outside, is kind of pushed wide by Dio. This is very, very close. Dio goes wide. Dio goes wide into the hairpin, which is going to put Nurik right behind him. Absolutely amazing, but we're going to just jump right on board into that chase position to see how this race is really unfolding for these two. We'll keep an eye on any battles, any spins, as best as we can as the race goes on. I can't catch everything, obviously, as we've seen already, but I will do my best. Hopefully, we will be able to do that next time around. As Nurik is trying to find any loose spot on Dio's driving, any spot where he could attack. Looks like Dio's actually covering himself very well here. Very much better on the brakes into T14 though. Wow. Gets right up behind Dio. Is he gonna get up onto the curb? They're gonna try and do his best to get a bit of a forced exit, but he's now getting the effects of that draft. Nurik is looking to the outside. Now he's gonna look and hold course on his position, not to lose anything too over the top, because I think Dio looks like he got a little bit of loose at turn 3 there, going to 4, which is really putting Dio is feeling the pressure 100% here. Nurik is very much looking for that outside into T5. That is not a very good spot or attempt a spot for an overtake. That can get messy quickly. This is probably one of the best battles on track we've seen so far. And here comes the lap traffic. That is Chef just cruising by. Very close. We're also going to see Ozzy going to be catching up to this traffic here as well. The gap's kind of formed again between Nurik and Dio. Great racing though between these two. Very clean. That is the one thing that Can-Am VRL is very much about. Clean, tight, close racing. It is a great, this is absolutely amazing racing I've seen so far. Especially from these two front runners here. Very good. As you can see though, Glasnost has actually run a much faster lap last time around. Almost a second and a half faster. Wait! What? I go and I look away, and all of a sudden, Nurik has passed Dio. This is why someone needs to run the broadcast for me. I can shout this stuff all night, but someone needs to run the broadcast. As Nurik, I think, got around into T14. I think he might have done a dive bomb, and I missed it. But it's still gonna be tight. I think by the looks of it, speed-wise, it feels. Oh no! Nurik's got wide. Oh no! Oh no! The 2 liters have a massive crash! Oh no! And that's gonna put Glasnost into the lead! An absolute massive crash, I think. And Sneaky Deke's gonna take advantage too on Dio. Oh my goodness, if that can get clipped, we need that for later, most likely. It looks like Nurik lost it on the grass of T2, 3, and spun out back onto the track right where Dio was, and they collided. Now massive, but it looks to be massive damage. Massive damage it is to that Cadillac, who's absolutely running strong. That 129 front bumper hanging on the front of that Cadillac. Absolute terrible luck those two had there. As I was speaking of amazing, tight, close racing, it gets a little too Tony out of clip. It's okay, but very tight racing has turned into a little bit of an accident. Looks like Nurik went off into the grass, kind of lost that position as he tried to get back on the track in the most clean way possible. Actually lost it and collision, which has now put Glasnost into the lead, and what looks to be a lead he could have, because there looks to be damage running on that McLaren of Nurik's. Side pod damage as well. The side all scuffed up, as that was a massive crash. Some damage to the front end we can see, and that actually has Sneaky Deaky all of a sudden on the doorstep, even with his damaged right side of that right front side of that Lamborghini. He is catching up. That is absolutely heartbreaking for those two. They were pushing so super hard. Tough thing to see happen there. As Glasnost has now, put himself into the lead, running a bit wide there in T10. That might get him in a little bit of trouble. We're not sure. Looks to be okay so far through. Again, Sneaky Deaky spun out. Unsure of what happened there. No way to go back in the broadcast. But Sneaky Deaky struggling to get back out on track. Unsure of what happened there. But it looks like more damage to the front of Nurik. So I think there was an accident between the two of them. Absolute chaos as Dio now resecures second. Everything falling apart, and Glasnost has a 9-second lead. Glasnost, who had fallen out of the top 4 to start, is now absolutely pushing the lead now. As we are seeing what looks to be both Nurik and Dio clamoring into the pits for repairs. I'm not sure what we're going to hear from those two. Absolute crazy mess those two ran into. Unsure if they're going to continue, as that's going to put Glasnost free air. Absolute free air. We're looking at a massive gap between the two of them. 16 seconds is the gap between first and second right now. And this race got out of control fast. All in a lapse time, as we see number 72 of Pone Cakes kind of chasing down that next Ferrari in line. That's Django. Absolute mess has happened. Absolute mess. Dockslap now chasing down Nurik. Doesn't look like it's going to stay close for long. Nurik again seems to still have some damage, but is running okay by the looks of it. Very, Very disappointing. We're going to jump back over here, as we do see an LMP1 kind of cut between the two. That is our race leader, actually, at the moment, Chef. 12 seconds clear, in the clear air. Oh no, and there goes Pancakes! As he goes onto the grass in turn 10. In between turn 9 and 10, and absolutely loses the back end on that dirt, trying to get it back correct. As Glastos very much in free air. Still a 15-second lead between him. But that lead is slowly coming down. Eraserhead slowly dropping that lead. Now down to 14 seconds. He is running almost a second faster in that Audi R8, the number 1 Audi R8. But very disappointing to see, though. Lesson in the Orca, there was very big rumors of this car going to be performing very well here. Just doesn't look like it's really taped down to the ground, as we see here. Very, very, very disappointing. But you know what? Still putting pressure on F1 Racer in the Judd. And then a 5-second gap between Ozzy and 2112, which is now actually expanded up very nicely. Here on lap 15 for the lead of the race. This looks like a very, very good chance for Glastos to secure some type of podium position, as long as he can hold out and continue to drive cleanly, making sure he hits his apexes and exits all the time. Very, very, very important. Teammate of mine for the Le Mans 24 Hours next Saturday, actually. That is going to be very, very, very interesting indeed. As things have finally slowed down, we're about an hour, 4 minutes in to this, or we have an hour and 4 minutes remaining of this hour-and-a-half race. Very, very, just very close, great racing to start, and then just absolutely in a matter of a lap, I think in a matter of 4 corners, went from an amazing race to a very disappointing one for both Nurik and Dio. Which is very, very, very sad. No, sorry, Rapid, myself and Glasnost, as well as another member or another friend of ours, are running in the iRacing Le Mans 24 Hours in the Porsche 919. Next weekend, obviously, we have the Le Mans event in 2 weekends from now, just to clarify that. Looks like a battle. Nurik putting pressure, putting much pressure onto Pancakes. Yes, iRacing. Yes, yes, yes. Lots of things still to be planned for that. Most likely after this broadcast, I'm going to be going live on my personal channel and running laps tonight for it. I am actually burnt red. I did not notice how red I actually got. I was out in the sun today, working out in the sun, and I absolutely did not wear sunscreen, and I got burnt with a capital B. Very disappointing. Nurik, again, this is our closest battle right now. We'll stay on board. This is for 5th in our battle. Looks very, very easy pass of Pancakes. Oh my, and look what has all of a sudden popped up on my screen. Sneaky deaky, putting pressure for second on to Eraserhead. It's going to be a very, very, very interesting battle there for that position. Those two running well. Sneaky Deaky running a bit of damage on that Lamborghini GT3 car, so we will see how that progresses. Pound cake or pound cakes, I don't know how pound. Anyway, putting pressure on Nurek, but he's slowly starting to back away. Dio very disappointing to see that. Oh, and it looks like Doc Stops made another error and is off the track. And another very quickly into the next battle for fourth is Nurek putting pressure on to that would be Chengo. Much pressure starting to get put on him. It looks like he's had a bit of damage. No, it's just the light reflections in Project Cars 2 are very powerful, very good looking. Hopefully the game looks good on your end as much as it looks good on my end. I tried to optimize graphics for the stream. Hopefully they look okay. As we see Nurek getting right onto the back. Oh, an error made by Chengo, and that's going to be immediately capitalized on by Nurek. He's going to fly by for that fourth position. Now a massive gap. And it looks like Sneaky Deaky as well. It looks like Eraserhead has made a mistake somewhere, and that has given Sneaky Deaky second place easy. And not to even put that out of perspective, Lastos is slowly falling back to Sneaky Deaky. But again, that is all down to that relative time, which always is fluctuating. Got my iRacing account activated already. Soon I'll be having time to practice. That is very good. This is, again, this is the last, which is kind of disappointing. I'm happy to be participating in it. This is the last special endurance event for iRacing for the season, so kind of sad, but next one is like in a few months' time, so yeah. Interesting. Pressure. Lesson. Oh no! F1 has had a major crash! And then, oh my goodness, the whole left side absolutely demolished! Oh, very, very disappointing there for F1, who was running in fourth in the LMP classes. Absolutely wrecked that front left side. I think he must have had to spin into a wall by the looks of it in the section where he was in. Much lockup. Big accident there, it looks like. Very disappointing for him. We'll see if he has the pits. He is. F1 heading to the pits. For repairs. Very disappointing. We're going to jump back on board with Chengo. Looks like both the Ferraris having a little battle. This is battle number 2 between the two of them. This time Chengo having a go up potent cakes. We can see though Dio slowly, as we can see, yeah, Dio closing that gap down. Even that damaged Cadillac still being able to put lots of pressure on. Oh my goodness, and Pokex goes wide. That's going to put pressure down into turn 7. Chengo, a little bit weak. Could have capitalized on the opportunity a bit better. Doesn't do so. Is going to lose out on a lot of time as well. We're going to check in on our race leaders. Actually, coming up to the 2 Ferraris behind or ahead is our race leader at the moment. That is Chef. And then letting by Oz is I think he's kind of, if I'm correct, he is stuck. Yes, he is stuck in between what looks to be actually a fight developing. We are going to be seeing what looks to be a fight between Ozzy and 2112 here in LMP2. Finally, a nice new battle. We've been seeing a lot of the same so far. Dio closed that gap. He's closed it down 3 seconds this lap alone. Very good in that. Very disappointing for him in that Cadillac. He had what looked to be a really, really good race going for him with that battle with Nurek. But again, just those kind of accidents happen. That is racing right there. We will jump on board with our leader. Interestingly enough, that number has come down, Sneaky Deaky, but we are heading towards what looks to be the pit stop time. So we might be seeing some more different strategies pulled out, maybe some extensions on massive drop. Deaky all of a sudden really. Last not really falling off the pace all of a sudden. Unsure. I'm gonna go back trackside to see if there's any damage to the number 176. It doesn't look to be. So a little bit of a loss of pace from actually it looks to be actually have been an issue. Last lap ran a 1 out of that is race pace for the GTE cars or GT3 cars. Oh yeah, I think we're starting to see the fuel strats coming into play, most likely having to extend. You need another 10 minutes to even crack into the halfway point of this race. Another 10 minutes. Most likely we're starting to see the strats come in. It looks like we have a battle. The battle is back between Chengo and Pone Cakes. Looks like Doc Slaps has jumped into the pits or is exiting. One of the two. Dio looks like he is cutting that lead down to Chengo. Trying to catch back up there. Much better lap than compared to those two. He's gonna fly by and put in a 149.5. That's still a little bit of some mistakes, I think, coming out of these. As Pone Cakes has gone around. Pone Cakes again has gone around, and that's gonna come right, I'm pretty sure, right onto the track of Dio. This could be done cleanly. Very good. First 6, Dio back up into. Nurek running his own race at this pace. Hopefully to see. There's still potential for this man to get back on podium. You never know. I've seen some interesting things happen. Chef just going to kind of pull into the back, right behind. And then pull alongside and pass Nurek. Big issue. I think Doc is down a full lap here. Looks like an early pit stop from him, and I'm assuming what looks to be probably some driving issues. Very sad to see that from him. Big gaps though across the board right now. Besides Pone Cakes and Dio, but oh my goodness, it looks like Doc and Pone Cakes had a collision. I seem to be catching the tail end of all of these mistakes that are going on. As it looks like Pone Cakes is racing Doc in the corner. Definitely some major issues coming in between the bottom GT3 drivers right now. Nurek running ridiculously fast. 146.9 was his last lap. Compared to Eraserhead's 150. Very interesting as we're coming up probably towards the halfway point of the race here. The Sneaky Deaky got caught with some of the race traffic here, as it looks like between F1 and Lesson. Very much not on, looks to be giving up that position to Lesson very well, but he's finally going to get around and push on ahead. Glass, though, absolutely running his own race right now. Very calm, cool, and collected from the Australian. Doing a great job maintaining a gap, probably doing a little bit of fuel saving, a fuel strat. As really the gaps are very, 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 very spread out right now. The only one that is decently close actually comes between second and third. For LMP2 between 2112 and Oz. Ozzy who had 2.2 around there, about the 2 second mark. 2.5 second mark. Gaps the 2. That could be a developing storyline as we continue to move forward. That is a close race. And then, again, it looks like Lesson has had an issue. You're assuming Lesson's had an issue here. He has. A bit of an issue on that lap in the Orca. Down on time. Again, though, one very, very big thing. Glass is definitely going to need to step up pace as we continue to move forward. As you can see, Sneaky Deaky's in the 148.3. He is more than 2 seconds faster than Glass. He really needs to start getting his pace up if he wants to keep that position firmly in his grasp and get a win here at round 10 of this Can-Am VRL T-Cars 2 Endurance Racing League. He's really got to push. The series is important. The win's important. Round 10 going into round 11. The big one, of course, coming up in 2 weeks' time. The 2.4 hours of Le Mans. You will see lots of exciting racing there. I'm not sure what camera angle I found, but I'm gonna leave it on this because this looks. Doesn't that look? That looks really good, actually. Unless it's the same thing every time, then I'll change it probably back. Yeah, number key, the numpad seems to have a very important. Yeah, it's the same thing. No, I'm learning a little bit. Sorry, guys. Man, much of the trees. Let's get back on our man here. There we go. I'm still learning how a lot of this stuff works. The gap down to 10.5 seconds. Sneaky Deaky slowly. Glass is really gonna need to start pushing here as we get to the pit stop times here. Slowly halfway point. As we're seeing a battle, looks like a battle here between Dio and Chengo. Actually doesn't look like it's lasting very long. Dio's by, most likely 4th position for 5th. As again, E-Racer Head running his own race. Sneaky Deaky kind of running that race, but goal, stay clean in case a mistake happens. bit wide on the exit of turn 12 there for Sneaky Deaky. What a great name. Great. I love it. Yeah, the important time to pay attention to is this one's. As Glass has pushed it back out. The 13-second lead, kind of dropping again. Again, that relative kind of changes things up. As again, still around 3 to 4 seconds is that gap between 2112 and Oz. And Aussie. Which, as the race goes on, pit stops, this is the important time, people. Pit stops are going to be extremely important, actually, to see how we go on from here. Sneaky Deaky, though, making up a lot of, what looks to be a lot of time in T1 and 2, and seems to kind of lose it in T3, kind of balancing it out. As actually Sneaky Deaky ran 2 seconds slower that lap compared to Glass, as he seems to have... Oh no, Glass is spun! Glass is spun on the exit! He spun on the exit of turn 10, and that's going to really close the gap. Glass is really going to pick it up again now. And Sneaky Deaky is going to just keep pushing. Glass, major mistake on the exit of turn 10. Just looks like he just put the power down too early. And his BMW M6 GT3 car absolutely just lost the rear end. Which is going to cost him, that costed him 10 seconds. That small mistake costed him 10 seconds as we come up toward, this is coming towards the very much important the much important pit stop stage of the race. 45 minutes to go. We'll probably see pit stops in the next 2 to 3 laps, most likely. Actually, the battle is going on right now as the leaders are all pitting. The leaders are all pitting. The top 4 into pit. And it looks like it might be a change of position. 2012 does have position, but the only reason he has position is because he's better off in the pit boxes than Chief is. We will see how this goes. This could be interesting. We're definitely trying to watch this race off pit road. There is... Is that the Orica going to take the lead? Or is he a second down? Or is he a lap down? The Orica is a lap down. But what does actually happen here is Ozzy's going to actually jump him. He's going to lose. Chief lost 17 seconds. He lost a 17-second lead in the pit stop stages. Oh my goodness, the top 3 are going to be fighting off the gate. Oh, 2112 is retired. 2112 has actually retired from the race. No, don't do that now. Too good. 2112 has pulled himself from the race after being in such a great position. Looks like the Orica has the opportunity for a podium now. As we're still waiting, Sneaky Deaky looks like he's made a mistake. He's kind of fallen off a little bit as well. But again, Ozzy has jumped. Chief looks like, wait, has Ozzy made a mistake? Those two racing the same liveried. Oh! Oh no! Ozzy's made a major mistake. Oh no, was that a lap car? That was the lap car, sorry. That is the lap car. I was gonna say same livery, that's the lap car of F1 Racer, who kind of went off there. Most likely to avoid any issues portraying or stemming from that. But after a 17-second lead, that Chief had put together. He is now falling behind. As we see Pone Cakes now into the pits. Now we see Ozzy is taking lead, and this is what happened at the beginning. Ozzy was very much under. He pressured Chief. The Chef or Chief? I would say Chief. Is it Chef? Yeah, it's Chef. All right. I swear to God, I've actually said his name wrong to him before. Or have I been saying Chef? I don't know. I'm way too excited right now. Pit stop stage has been fantastic here, round 10. Ozzy getting the jump on Chef. Out of the box. That is ridiculous. So you wonder what Ozzy has done to gain himself 17 seconds. No, is he double stinting tires? It could be interesting here as Chef is right back in the mix. It looks to be Dog Slap has kind of pulled it over. He spun out what looks to be there. And back up under the GT fight. Well, this is very interesting. Sneaky Deaky, very much. You wonder if the GT3s have that ability to run the full hour and a half. And you wonder if Glass is going to try that. This is going to be interesting. We're not going to focus too much on this. This is close, but not close enough, because this is the moment of action right here. The question is, did Ozzy not take tires? Because if Ozzy does not take tires, this means, well, he's going to have worse tires off. Battle between Nurek and Eraserhead has actually popped off really quick. Actually, very much quickly. That is for a podium position as well. We're gonna stick on board. I've made too many mistakes already today, with missing events happening all of a sudden. So we're gonna stay on board as it's getting very close between the two. Chef putting the pressure on Ozzy now. Oh no! Chef's lost it! Chef got on the grass! Oh my goodness, in the pit stops! Chef lost first, and then has made a major mistake and is now 10 seconds down the road to Ozzy. Oh, this man had everything going for him. He had a full second lead in qualifying. He had a 17-second lead going into pit stop stage situation, and is now lost it on the grass between 9 and 10. That's not the first time we've seen it in this race either. That's multiple times. We have seen cars losing it, catching that grass, and then hitting the brakes as hard as they can. You're going to lose that rear end, that left side, and then the whole rear end is going to come with it. With that being said, now with a 10-second gap, we'll see if Chef can kind of close the gap now that he has clean air. I'm expecting him to. We're going to jump back on board this Nurek and Eraserhead battle that is really starting to heat up. Very close. Very close is Nurek. He's going to go down to the inside. Oh, it's going to be tight between the two of them. Nurek holding his position. So is Eraserhead. Not getting it done, though, as Nurek's going to slip back into that slipstream. That's a great spot. Turn 7. An amazing spot for an overtaking opportunity, especially if you've gotten a good run through 5 and 6. And your opponent is not there. As we also see lap traffic coming in. I'm not sure who that actually is. Who is that? And it's actually Ozzy coming through the lap traffic. This could be interesting. Coming through that lap traffic is scary. Especially in the LMP2, which has so much more speed. We think Glass is saving. We think Glass is actually going to do a one-stop. Actually, he is not. He is pitting. What has happened? He's. Oh no! This is actually how it is. Glass is pitting with 37 minutes remaining. He needs to have a very fast pit, not get a ton of fuel, and get a little bit of. He needs to get tires and a little bit of fuel. That's what I was trying to say. Because if he can undercut Sneaky Deaky here, It's very, very, very important that he does that. Speaking of, this battle heating up again between Nurik. Nurik and Eraserhead, as it actually Glass is gonna fall out of. Oh no, Eraserhead's gone through turn 3, as well as Chef. Oh my goodness, Chef has forced wide by Nurik, as there was no room for that LMP car anywhere besides the dirt road exit. Now we gotta see. Nurik easily gives up the position. Nurik now in second place from a massive crash with Dio. But now the question is anyone trying to full stint it? I doubt it. I have very high doubts. We are going to see Glass. Hopefully we're going to see a lot of the GT3s in this lap, which will cause a lot of fights. Again, 22 seconds to the guy in front, but we're talking about the gap between him and first place Sneaky Deaky being about a minute. Sneaky Deaky is not pitting. He is not pitting. So that there lies another question. Nurik kind of around the 23-second mark, still a big gap, but that does bring lots of questions of what Sneaky Deaky has planned out in terms of strategy. I don't think, I'm not very sure that it is that he has the ability, Sneaky Deaky, to run the full race. I was talking to a couple of the drivers earlier. They didn't sound so didn't like the idea of running without a pit stop. So I'm going to guess that Sneaky Deaky most likely is probably going to jump into the pits either this lap or the next. He really needs to, because Glass, fresh tires, he's going to be flying right now. As actually comes towards the pits, we'll see his next lap, whatever that is going to be right here. 153. He made a mistake somewhere, or he had a slow somewhere. Glass really needs to get back on his case. To get back, he has the opportunity to at least get a podium here. This is a very easy podium opportunity for him, since we are expecting both Eraserhead to be pitting. Nurik might not pit. Nurik might accrue the win. Yes, he pitted earlier, which means he probably filled the tank all the way up in that early fight and put on fresh tires. So we might see, after all this kerfluffle, this is going to be, I think this is going to be interesting, especially just seeing how the strategies are as we get towards this closing half hour of this race. It has been flying by. It's fantastic. You might just want to use as much fuel as you can before fueling. Sneaky Deaky definitely probably just emptying the tank as much as he can. Try and set him up maybe for a very short fuel grab. As Oz, oh god, this race leaders right here, the two of them. Very easy. Let go by Sneaky Deaky. I would like to do quick honorable mentions though to Chef. He is closing that gap. It's out of 4.4 seconds from like 6. So he is closing in. But we're going to need to see a mistake from Ozzy, I think, to really see that gap just close together. The strat's definitely making this a very intense. I'm not even sitting. I am standing right now, casting this. I am that into it. This is all the really fun stuff. Ooh, Ozzy, I don't trust braking and grass in this game. Never have I ever. Or this simulator, I should say, since it's what people want it to be. Yeah, this closing stages of this battle, 30 seconds between Dio and E-Racers for the podium. Getting my bearings a little bit. It's gonna be interesting though. Glass making that he is pretty much he is the first to stop of the ones who need to stop at some point. Or, depending on how strategy works, might be able to go the full race. I don't think a full race is possible. A few of the drivers didn't think so either, so we'll most likely be seeing some of Sneaky Deaky in. The difference between the two is only 50 seconds. So that is actually a bit of an issue, because I'm pretty sure pits are a minute. But again, that is very much... I'm actually going to sit down again, because I'm standing straight. But again, that is very much dependent on how things are going to work. Oh my! Sneaky Deaky! He definitely broke a little too late there. He's going to have to slow down a little bit. And just give a few seconds up there as he cut right through heavy chicane there. Actually, still seems to be pulling on base for cutting a chicane. So, yeah, I don't think a lot of the GT3 cars can run this whole thing without... I would think they'd all need to pit. Mandatory pits are not part of it, but it will be interesting. Sneaky Deaky's tires will probably be giving up on him soon. Most likely. I'm not sure if double stinting was in the situation though, so we shall see as we move on though. Very, very exciting. Hope the stream is showing up well for you guys. As always, our main goal here. This is the first of many streams most likely happening on the Can-Am VRL thing. Twitch, sorry, I'm like, what am I looking for again? Yeah, no really battle. It is starting to heat up though. Another second cutout by Chef, and this could get very interesting come the end. Everyone running their own race, especially with pits. You is much closing in. It says 10 seconds here, but anyway. Seconds, very much closing in on Glass. He has the potential to go the distance with his early pit stop, so there's always that potential. Racerhead's pretty much probably gonna lock in unless any big mistakes come his way. Most likely gonna lock in a solid 5th place finish. Yeah, the biggest question still lies right here. This is the biggest question. How long can Sneaky Deaky make another 28 minutes? By the looks of it, at this point you would have needed to pit. Like, you wouldn't want to be leaving it this late because your gap is not extremely far from Glass, for example. You're, what is that, 13, you're 47 seconds ahead. That is the accrued, what would be the accrued race winner. Or should be if everyone goes to pit. But again, this guy's pit. So most likely, I don't think we're going to see Nurk pit. Since he had a pit about less than an hour ago, actually. So again, still very reasonable though. In the podium positions is Glass right now. Still has 27 minutes, and Again, 9-second gap to Dio. Ooh, forced a bit wide there by Jeep, but again, these guys are fighting me to make sure they're giving as much space as possible. I'm gonna jump on board with Sneaky Deaky here for a second. I don't really think you can see much anyway. Especially with the overlay in the way. Yeah, you really can't see the fuels right here in the red. No chance of seeing that. We got everyone kind of getting to that point. This is heating up again though. This is the important one between these two. Chef and Ozzy. Alright, both brilliantly in those Juds. Absolutely flying. Lap traffic, it's gonna be an interesting position. It looks like Ozzy might get the worst of it. Unless Glass very appreciatively gets out of the way, which I don't think he's going to. He's gonna pull in, and Ozzy's gonna get caught behind him, and that's gonna actually bring Chef right back into the mix all of a sudden, because he gets that later braking. Now again, here's the issue. Wait, who just spun? Who just spun? Is that F1? F1 spinning on the inside, stuck in neutral. But that's bringing this whole battle right back into fruition with 25 minutes. You think you can hide it with spacebar, can you? I know you can do that in iRacing, not here though, looks like. Whoa, they both go wide! What has happened? Oh no! Oh, Chef! I think there was an issue. Doc, absolutely, me playing with buttons has really brought that, I don't know what has happened, but Doc absolutely causing a big issue with the two fighting for first in this whole race. Again, Chef right back on him. He saved that car from absolute utter chaos and destruction, keeping it out of the wall in between turn 10 and 11. Just a weird, looks like Doc got a little bit worried about seeing the two leaders, and I think he spun the rear coming out of turn 10, and he left it right on the exit racing line for these two. Not a single mistake can be made now for the next 24 minutes from either of these guys. These guys must stay clean, they must stay close, and they got to pick their battles. This is going to be the defining race. Sneaky Deaky, Nurek slowly closing in. I think Sneaky Deaky's going to try and go the whole thing. But this battle, we're going to focus on this battle. GT3 will not develop any different if there's no change in the position. So we're going to stay focused on the important race at hand, which is for first overall in the race. As we have 23 minutes remaining. Under half a second separate these two after an hour and a half. Chef looks like he got a little bit anxious on the exit, but he's got a good draft. He's got a very good draft. Down to 3/10. 3/10 coming into turn 2. This is the big moment. This is going to be it. He's going to touch right to the back of it. 1/10. He's going to go to the inside. He's going to try for the inside, but oh my goodness gracious. Ozzy keeps it. As Chef trying to get the best exit out. What is he going to do here? Be very, very close. Probably try to set him up for the hairpin at turn 7. as he's right up the back of him. This is gonna be close between these two. This is gonna be a fight for the next 22 minutes. This is gonna be the most exciting part. You always love to see this, people. A fight at the end of a race. An hour and a half later, after mistakes and errors, these two are fighting for it all right here, right now. Super close to these two. Great clean racing, keeping each other, at distance, but knowing when to push and attack. The rest of this race kind of on its heels now. It looks like it's settling down. Wait, what has happened? Nurek looks like he lost it. He's fallen off. I think there was an error somewhere, and I think that error might have calmed down with Chen Go. By the looks of it, all of a sudden Nurek is now very much off. Looks like he went wide there, but we're gonna get back attached to this battle that's happening right in front of the McLaren right here. This is gonna be another one of those situations where Chef's probably, oh, they're very close, very close. Chef loses it. No! With 21 minutes remaining, Chef has lost it, and he's still lost it. And that, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think there's even an opportunity. I've seen crazier things. I really have. Oh no! Chef is really starting to lose it now. As he's definitely overcooked his tires a bit now, most likely. Actually, I can do that. Niki Diki. Oh my goodness. Sneaky Deaky is going to have enough fuel to finish this race. That is insane. He crashed in the preliminary battles of the race. Pitted early. I didn't know he didn't even pit. So the question is, will his tires fall off? We have that question still to wait. I don't think they will. But yeah, it looks like the battle for first is kind of coming to a close. Super, super, super disappointing for Chef, as he absolutely put all the pressure in the world on Ozzy, and it just could not be done. A little bit of an issue going into the turn 2 and 3, and then losing the rear coming out of turn 3, and cooked his tires. Very disappointing for him. We gotta get back onto glass. Now this is a story to be told. This is a story to be told. All of a sudden, Glaz's podium is actually in question. We have Dio in the background, our pole sitter, and probably worse off in the crash out of everything that's happened this race, is now pushing Glaz hard. Niki Diki is as. Oh no! Wait. connection-based issue, I'm assuming? Because that was very weird all of a sudden. Between the two. Ozzy's actually not... Or, Chief is not giving this up. He's now down another second. Are you in director mode or broadcast mode? I am in director mode. I have feed. I can't get rid of this feed, I don't think, actually. I don't think there's a way to get rid of this, because you're actually, in theory, the way this works is, the director isn't supposed to be the one, like, streaming. You have the broadcaster who broadcasts the race, but since I'm doing this all, myself, so I'm assuming lag is what has caused this issue for Sneaky Deaky, because that was weird. An unusual turn of events, though. Again, Ozzy now running into a bit of the lap traffic, getting around the Ferrari and the Audis. Lost 2 seconds down to, or 1.2, sorry, down to Chef. I don't know how many times it's called Chef Chief this race. Probably too many times to count. But that gap is dropping slowly. Again, we're getting this lag issue. I don't know what's going on there. Oh my! Homecakes is lagged out. And Sneaky Deaky's in the pits with 15 minutes remaining. Nurek is taking the lead of this race. And Glass is spun! Glass is lost out position. Glass is pitting. Glass has major damage. Oh no! The podium position lost. As Sneaky Deaky takes off, Glass comes in. As we lose. Oh, what a painful event. It looks to be Dio and Glass getting a little too close, and again, Glass spinning the rear tires. Glass's podium off the table now. As a Racerhead actually gets by him. Glass falling down the podium. He now has 14 minutes. As Racerhead makes a couple mistakes right off the bat, but Glass has 14 minutes to make up his position back. Was that Nurek? As Nurek now has a lap. Nurek has a lap on Glass. Oh, the Australian who led the majority of this race until his pit stop after the issue between Nurek and Dio. Now sits 5th out of 7. Oh, a little bit of heartbreak there. What a disappointing kind of fallout to the end of the race. As actually, interestingly enough, Ken Go is still gaining on Glass. into the 12-minute mark. That's the gap has come down with Chef a little bit, but again, I don't know if it is enough to really open the doors of possibilities for him to catch. Actually, interestingly enough, gap's still about the same. It just seemed like they you should add driver interviews after the race events. That is the goal. Not tonight though. I don't think we're gonna do that tonight. I think we're gonna do that most likely after Le Mans. I think is our goal to do interviews. That is the majority of our ideals, I think. There is for that. I don't know if anyone's new. I'm gonna see if maybe I can pull someone in today. Sorry, next season? Well, we might try for Le Mans just to kind of a wrap up of the year and everything, and hopefully the two winners in each, or the winners in each car class, I can interview and just, you know, all that good stuff. And then obviously I would really like to sit down and kind of have an interview after the race, either before or after the race with F1 racer. Would really like to sit down with Tom, explain what's going to happen after the event and stuff. So, see, you think he's new? Is he really? So this is kind of just towards the end, but still, this time is jumping all over the place. Looks like Chef getting into some issues with lap traffic now. F1 is pulling into the garage with 8 minutes to go. I wonder if he's parking it, or what do we have here? Question is, 8.5 minutes, will this battle develop? Will there be a mistake? Will we see Ozzy have some kind of issue? Or race missing at a crazy splash and dash from our good man F1. It is a splash and dash. Chief looks like he hit out onto the grass a little late on the braking area. Now, big question: we're gonna be able to get through. F1 Racer easy here, or are we gonna? Is it gonna be an issue? Yeah, easy, very easy splash dash, very easy overtake as well. 7 minutes and 8 seconds is all that stands between Ozzy and his first place finish here at round 10 of the Can-Am VRL P-Cars 2 Racing Endurance Series. It has been great. I've had a lot of fun, honestly, doing this. This is great racing. So I've really enjoyed it nonetheless. Happy to be able to do this. I'm happy we're taking this step towards, hopefully I'll be able to take that step towards broadcasting these events full time. And moving on from there. As this battle is just teasing me right now between the two between the fight for first. These two absolutely going at no real. Doesn't really look like there's any battle to be had actually anywhere on the track besides the top two. We'll do a rotating view of all. Why don't we? Oh, big jump in time there. Wow. Ooh, that's getting weird. Ozzy losing it a little bit there. Getting caught out. Well, this is going to be very interesting as indeed. Glaz nice and easy to let Ozzy by here. These two going shot for shot. Chef trying to get as much of a run as possible. Down to 2 seconds. Under 2 seconds, around 2 seconds. Sits that gap between these two. And you can see him. That's gotta be hunting hard is Chef. He's gotta be hunting hard. He sees his opponent. And this could be an opportunity right here. This is a huge opportunity. As Docksub absolutely spins out. Oh, and Glass is gone again. Lost the rear, but it doesn't matter. Oh, it's good. Oh no, Chef trying to get in the inside of that one. Trying to get around, trying to stay within a second. That gap blowing up again and coming right back down. As this might be the battle. We got 2 laps to go. This could be the battle to start Can-Am VRL broadcasts. This could be it, people. Six, 5, 3 10s between the two of these two, absolutely going at it. With 2 laps to go, this isn't ridiculous. I've already lost my voice. This is absolutely insane. There is about what looks to be about a lap to go. Maybe 2. Oh. As he gets onto the grass, but he's getting a bit of separation from Chef. Jesus, I said it again. I get too excited. I swear English is my first language. But this is the battle we've been waiting for. These two going at a half a second as that lap traffic caused a major, major issue. And the lap traffic's going to be causing more issues. Very much more issues, actually. In fact, Chief's going onto the grass. Oh my goodness. Chief goes the inside. He's going to try. He's trying to go around the long way around. Ah! Can he get it done? He's got it done! With a lap to go! With a lap to go! Chief has gotten around Ozzy! Oh my goodness! The change of the lead on the final lap of the race! This is do or die! For Ozzy, if he can stay with Chief, go Chef. It's Chief. It's Chief, Tyler. That's how insanely into this I am. I'm literally like, I'm not gonna go away from the screen until we're done. Chef, I promise I'll make it up to you. Names are not my strong point. I'm not a strong name person. This is it right here. Ozzy's got to make it amazing. He's going to have to break super late. And in all hopes. Jeff blocking it off. He's going in for it. Oh my goodness. It's got to be the run of a lifetime out of the corner. It's going to be close. Time remaining takes to 0. The race is over. As Chief wins. One of the most crazy races I have. This is the first one I've done. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That comes down to a last lap pass. A last lap pass. By Chef. Last lap. Oh my goodness gracious. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane ending. Like this is how I've been sitting the whole time. I've literally been sitting like this. I've like, so I have my angle my monitor up and I've been sitting like this watching, just like this. Like I couldn't sit. One of the best races I have seen. And it says there's a battle going on here. For this is the last lap, is it not? Oh no, it's over. Nurek wins the GT3 category. Oh my goodness gracious. On the final lap. The final lap. The final lap of round 10 at Imola. I am blown away. Wow. Absolutely insane finish to this insane race. Bit of a disappointment. For Glass. Wow. I wanted one more lap. One more lap. Dude, I would have had an aneurysm if we had one more lap. Wow, 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 wow. Wow. I want to go get an instant reaction from these guys, but I don't want to bug them at the same time. Oh, wow. That was insane. Yeah, podcast. I literally watched it happen. All of a sudden, you froze, then it disappeared off the screen. I was like, whoa, wow, absolutely ridiculous. Actually, I'm gonna move myself down here. There we go. Okay, perfect. Well, let's see if. Oh, that's race one of being broadcast, and we get that kind of finish. That that people is insane. I think actually one of our major. Oh no, we did have it. Good, good, good. AI must have took it over. No, that lit. There was no AI takeover there. Wow. That that was one of the craziest finishes to a race I've seen. Dio, what a great. I will admit, great battle, man. That really sucks. That kind of came. It ended the way it did. I lost my mind a little bit. I'll be surprised if I have a voice tomorrow. I'm trying to see if we're gonna get an interview with anyone. I don't want to like pop in, but at the same time, I kind of do. See if we can interview. But I think I think that's gonna end it for the most part. Again, let's just. Wow, a last lap overtake for the overall race win in round 10. What could that? I didn't. I kind of saw it coming, but I didn't at the same time. I knew that was gonna be a finish. There was gonna be a fight at the finish. But wow, just I am blown away by that. So unless I can get, which I don't know if I will or not, any interviewees, I'm trying to like figure out if Tom's not looking at his. Oh, good, dog. It happens to the best of us. He still raced, so that's good. I don't know if I can get anyone in here. Oh, wait, I have Tom rejoining. Hello?
Wow.
Dude,
Wow.
I can't even contain, but oh, that was a fantastic. Were they yelling? That was absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I sorry, I need to mute the stream here in the background. Sorry. Yeah, I had your stream going the whole time. I knew it was exciting. I wish I would have been a little closer to see it myself, but yeah, I struggled tonight, and as I kind of expected to. I didn't have a lot of luck with the setup on the car, but um, it was an exciting race, and hearing your excitement as well in the background, I knew we were having a good one.
Speak of excitement, the man himself, Jeff.
Hello
How
there.
are you? What a fantastic finish! You literally
Yeah,
have me yelling at 12:45 at night. So,
I figure I give everyone some entertainment towards the end of the race.
I also heard qualifying. You've posted probably or beaten the sixth place time over overall in Project Cars 2. So congratulations on that. One of the faster laps I have seen
Th-
around there.
Thank you. Yeah, it was just I wasn't expecting to get that fast of a time. I was just hoping 34 flat, but hey, I'll take a 33-2 any day.
Yeah, that was fantastic. How did you get that move done at the end? Was it just patience, or were you really trying to just push as fast as you could?
A little bit of both towards the end of that race. I was after that one spin. I knew I had not much time left, so I pretty much put fast lap after fast lap. And when I saw Ozzy getting stuck behind some traffic, I knew that's when to take advantage. And I believe there was one spin going up the hill, so that's when I knew I had to take advantage of that. And as you saw at the front straight, I saw he had the inside, but I saw I brake just a tad later than he did and got that first turn, first place.
Yeah, exit right around the outside, kept him, gave him a little bit of a squeeze. It was fantastic to watch.
Yep.
I am absolutely mind blown for a first race. You guys put on a show and you made my job. It was fun. I've enjoyed
How's,
every second of that.
how's your voice?
It's gonna be terrible tomorrow. I'll tell you that right now. But I've enjoyed every second of this.
Well,
Um,
hopefully for the next race, we'll have somebody in the booth with you that can share some of the load and save you some of that voice.
ah, it's fun one way or another. I'll take what I can get at this point. If I get a partner, I get a partner. I'm gonna need one for Le Mans. That's a long one.
Oh, yes, it is. 2.4 hours. That's going to be pretty entertaining. And
Yes.
from day to night, the night to day, that's going to be pretty interesting.
I'm
Patience is key on that on the last race.
very excited to see how that strategy was ridiculous today. Sneaky deaky, speaking of, very interesting strategy. You went an hour and 14 minutes without
Yeah, I screwed
pitting.
that up.
I thought you were going the whole race.
I was trying to, and I was too. I was running out of fuel, so I had to finally call it. Even though I was trying to save and go lean, and didn't work.
It was really well done for you. I saw you had a bit of an issue early on. Ended up off onto the grass a little bit between turn 4 and 5. Just lost it into the grass, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I got it caught in the grass a little bit, and I tried to get it back on, and it just went its own way, like it was hydroplaning. But I was just super nervous at the start. Everybody was super nice, letting me join in, and appreciate it.
That's your first race with Cav? Or yeah, with
Yeah.
Cav? That's fantastic. That's podium position too.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. I'm
That's
super stoked.
fantastic.
Uh,
Congratulations
ask
for that.
ask him how long he's been sim racing for.
Oh, I want to hear this answer.
Well, like I guess the last since Turismo started, I got a wheel last year, and I just switched got a PC a couple months ago. So this game's
Wow.
awesome.
Wow, that's some natural talent we have coming in.
Well, I kind of did it the other way. I did a bunch of like autocross and track days with my real car first, and this was kind of a now that I've got little kids, a fun way to do it more often, and it translates pretty well actually.
It does. It really does. That is definitely going to be helpful. You definitely put on a show for being rookie. Did very well. Third third place, I'm pretty sure. I can't pull it up now, but podium position, first race. That's fantastic.
Yeah,
Um,
thanks.
yeah, I'm absolutely blown away with the performance everyone put together. That was a amazing for the first 30 minutes. Very close racing. I've thoroughly enjoyed casting it. I've thoroughly enjoyed watching it. Watching it was fantastic. Casting it was just an extra bonus on top of it. So, um, with that, I am ready to close. Do we have any final comments from anyone?
Well, I just want to jump in here again and thank you for picking up the broadcast and congratulate you on a fantastic job. I had it playing in the background while I was attempting to race. And it was clear that you were having a lot of fun, and definitely do appreciate you picking up the mantle here and running with it for us.
No, for sure. I've thoroughly enjoyed every second of that. I love racing, so you know what? Anytime I get to watch some good stuff, I'm happy. So I'm excited. 2 weeks to the day we have Le Mans 2.4 hours. So we will have a stream up same time as then. For now, though, we're going to close out. Enjoy the rest of your evenings, everyone, and goodbye.